Hi Virgo, welcome to Spiritualista. This is your weekly energy forecast from the 6th until the 12th of October. This is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with everybody, but however, if you'd like a personalized deep dive reading, the link to my Etsy shop is below. And now let's see what the universe has in store for you this week, Virgo. So please tap into Virgo's energy from the 6th until the 12th of October. Let's check out Virgo. Please tap into the highest possible source. Alright. Let's see here. Virgo. What do we have for today? Okay, there we go. Alright, so your present moment card is the Three of Wands. Pretty certain that Taurus just got that one as well as a present moment here. So let's see what's differentiating you both today. You're crossing. Okay, so your challenging card is the Four of Pentacles. So there's a little bit of holding on to something there, a little bit of attachment issues that you're dealing with right now. And then we have your crowning, or the top of your mind, the Hierophant, structure, orthodoxy, just maybe sometimes pertaining to a belief system that isn't really yours. A little bit. Not my favorite card. It has a little bit of a culty vibe to it. Like it's when you meet someone that is very assertive, normally very wise, very intelligent, and this person sort of pulls you in towards a belief system that you do resonate with to some extent, but then you start picking up on things that just don't resonate with you, that feels a little bit off, and you start to question those things, and then starts to get you into a little bit of trouble. Doesn't have to be that. It's just the first intuition that hit me when I saw that card today, specifically for you guys. So mindful of that. But we have 3 cards at this point. So let's keep going and we're going to get the full story. So foundation. So in your subconscious, you have the Queen of Cups. Very beautiful card. All right. And then we have your recent past. The Wheel of Fortune. Nice. I love the Wheel of Fortune. And in your near future. Okay. We have the Two of Swords there. Pulled this one for myself yesterday as a fellow Virgo. So there's some confusion there. There's something that you're not seeing right now, which again, could be tied back into belief systems. And then we have the Queen of Wands here as your suggested approach or advice from the universe. All right, and then we have your surrounding energies and what you need to know, represented by the Six of Wands. And your hopes and fears today is the Seven of Swords. All right, so yeah, definitely there's some shadiness there, guys, this week. Yeah, some shady energy. All right, and then we have the Six of Swords there going into your potential future. And let's see the bottom of the deck. Okay, so Ten of Wands, carrying lots of weight. Okay, all right, guys. Yeah, let's get right to it. Okay, Virgo, so we start with the Three of Wands. Like, wow, it's been around this week. Wow. So you were my 5th sign that I'm doing today, and it's either the Three of Wands or the Two of Wands. It's coming up a lot. So just it feels like a collective theme in general to be just scanning out and like feeling an itch for expansion here. And you guys, like all of you have been putting lots of energy into creating that. And now you're just still a little bit lost. Like you're still gauging where that's going to take you. And in your case, with this crossing with the Four of Pentacles, it feels like a tug of war between holding on and reaching out to something here. So this could be a connection here. This could be that you've sort of planted the seeds to establish something stronger within this. And you're still waiting for the reply. You're still waiting for the decision to be made. But in a lot of cases, I don't feel that it is. There's just like this general, like almost like protective energy here. It's a little bit fear-based too. And it's like clinging to this very familiar security sense, especially the Hierophant too. And you're still like sensing that you want something more. I'm getting that feeling that like you're sensing that your future has more that's calling you here. And you have more potential, right? So the challenge here is to loosen your grip a little bit over that control and trust in the universe so that it can actually deliver it to you without you having all the answers right now, because it feels like you're quite a bit confused here and unsure of what's going to happen, and it's starting to shake you a little bit because yeah, you want to plan, right? You want to know. So it's a little bit terrifying to be in this position where you know, and especially if you watch tarot, I believe that you know that you're supposed to be in flow and you're supposed to be manifesting from an angle of being like, okay, so I have abundance already. I have everything I need, right? I'm safe. I'm secure here in this place. So whatever comes in is going to be aligned with me because I'm already in this energy of being open to this abundance. It's already here. But right now I feel like you're a little bit stuck in that fear of like, maybe this is not enough. Maybe I should expect something more. And of course, that's healthy because that will actually make you seek out something more or something better for yourself. But it's making you a little bit, I wouldn't say anxious, but a little bit tense in the sense here where you're not letting go of control and not trusting. Because that part too of manifestation is just, yeah, you're supposed to put out your intention, but you're also supposed to just release that intention into the universe and trust that it's going to actually bring it to you, right? So you don't feel that receptive right now and just not being sure of when it's going to come in. It's kind of like, yeah, you're anticipating, but you're also a little bit, yeah, there's a restlessness here where you want to speed it up, speed the process up. You want to receive the results immediately here. And then with the Hierophant, yeah. So on your mind, there's some sort of like this, it's tradition, right? And it's something that you trust. Like it could be a mentor or like even the community here, but definitely something that's offering you guidance. And yeah, normally it's like, it can be a positive thing here where it's something that establishes some structure for you. And yeah, in this case, I'm not quite sure. It feels pretty neutral, to be honest. It could for some of you be that this is about, yeah, someone that is bringing in spiritual teachings, but it could also for some of you be a little bit suffocating, that it's to do more with like family expectations or just expectations in general that are based on norms rather than just based on what you want to do and what you are aligned with, but rather what other people want for you. Could also be about work as well and having to adhere to very strict rules, and you're feeling quite a bit stifled and challenged by that because it feels like, yeah, you're a little bit put in a cage here, and that's the sense that I'm getting from that one, where you want to feel a little bit more free. And right now you're having to adhere to quite a bit of structure here with this card. But for some of you guys, like you could find this to be a good thing because it is creating some stability, especially here in this place of this like void of just waiting, where you have something that at least can ground you back into a little bit of a feeling of safety here. But at the same time, I feel that it comes with conditions where that feeling of safety, yeah, it has a little, you know, like an agreement that you had to sign under that, yeah, in order for this to work, you have to follow it to a T, the entire rule book here. And you're just not into that. You want to be like, yeah, I want to do this, but I also want to bring in my own opinions into this, my own perspectives into this. And it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of stifling you in a sense. And your foundation, so Queen of Cups, this is your emotional sensitivity here. So beneath everything, like your heart is still steering things, right? And it's still reminding you to respond with compassion, even when your mind just wants to analyze and control things. So this is what's going to be helpful to you in this part here, where you're having to trust more. This is where you tune into your emotions rather than just your mind and your control, and you need to know everything, every single thing all at once. This is more you being with your soul and your heart, just trusting in that process that it is going to deliver. You just don't know when exactly, but it is coming in. It is coming in. It just might take a little bit longer than you were expecting, but that's simply because things are aligning, you know, and they don't do so immediately, but they will be there for you when you're ready to receive them. That's what I'm getting very strongly here. So right now you feel kind of, you're in this limbo state, but that's because the universe is still preparing both you, but also either the person or the situation that is coming in to be able to meet you at a better place. And that can take quite some time. So just be patient with that. And yeah, if you want to be in this Hierophant energy here, if you want to have this stability here, it's going to be helpful for you to bring this compassion up there as well, and just understand that maybe these people are they're a little bit square, right? They're a little bit too much, like too intense and rigid. But why, right? Why are they this way? So rather than just being straight up judgmental because you feel a little bit yeah, caged, then try and understand what put them in that place through a lens of compassion. And that's going to be helpful for you in developing that empathy. That's going to make you feel a little less tense and suffocated. Because I think they are trying to help. They are trying to help, but they have their own, very rigid way of doing so. And they don't always are open to your perspectives and what you want to do and where you want to go with your life without having to be exactly by their set of rules here. Yeah, okay, so Wheel of Fortune. All right, that's definitely a shift of like fate for you here. So something external just recently turned the dial here in your recent past, just like nudging you into a new territory and giving you a glimpse of what could actually change here. And so from that, you entered this space here, the Two of Swords. So again, like this is another decision point here where you're gonna have to make a choice, right? Even if no option feels really perfect. And avoiding this choice is only gonna prolong the tension here. So could be about work, could be about moving somewhere, could be about, I don't know, like leaving a relationship, could be about, I don't know, to have more examples. Well, like really anything that feels like it is to do with this here, where you are actually anticipating, even if it is about a connection here that you're waiting for it to give you some answers there. You can't, in that case, wait forever, right? You will have to make a choice if it's worth it, or maybe that is the answer that they are already giving you through their silence here, where you're gonna have to step out of that and be like, yeah, okay, so you're not gonna say anything? All right, then I'm stepping out because I need communication, especially as a Virgo. So you're feeling a little bit of confusion here in this one. And mainly lots of holding on, lots of trying to understand, trying to take control of things, which in turn is just making you even more confused and more tense here. So just take off the blindfold there. That's what it's saying, and just make a choice. And it's probably not going to feel like immediately like relief. It's not going to feel great because you're still going to be like doubting if it's the right choice, but at least you took a step in the direction of creating that path. And the good part is that it's going to make you feel a little bit more liberated from this energy here, at least, because that's you integrating your autonomy back into yourself. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. And then Queen of Wands, your suggested approach. So your advice is to, be confident, like step into your confidence, step into your magnetic energy here, and just be a leader. Even for yourself, be very self-assured, but do so with warmth rather than fear or even hesitation here. Because people are going to be following your lead instead, rather than this here. But it's going to come only when you're willing to own your own presence here. And you can only do so authentically here through channeling that inner fire, channeling that inner confidence. And it's going to gradually develop the more you start making these decisions for yourself, and you become stable in those. And it's a tricky week. I don't feel like you are being very confident right now. And there's a lot of confusion here. So the advice is this, like channel this energy here. You are magnetic, you are very magnetic. So just make sure to bring out your positive attributes and like mantra them to yourself in the mirror every day. Like, I am strong, I am competent, I am willing to make a change for myself so that I can improve. I am great at making good choices for myself and for others. And just enter that headspace more and more and like convince yourself so that you can actually put that out there as something that is real to you rather than something that you're just saying because it's what you're supposed to say, right? It's what you're supposed to be. Because in the beginning it's going to feel like that, but then again, the more you practice it, the more real it's going to be feeling for you. And then you're going to be in that energy just naturally, but it takes a little bit of practice there. And so surrounding energy, so 6 of Wands, so that's just, public support is circling you here, and there is lots of recognition and validation available to you. So your efforts are being noticed by others, like they are, But I don't think you're seeing that yet. And I don't think that they're telling you that specifically, but they are noticing you. Like, people around you are noticing you. They're noticing your progress. They're noticing how you are hardworking, you are beautiful, you are great at like everything you do, basically, because you're such a perfectionist. So it's showing results. But yeah, I feel like a pretty depleted energy here. So just, this is the confirmation from the universe that you are seen and you are valued or valuable, but you have to see that yourself. You have to celebrate yourself here, you know? And at the end of things, like, it's not going to be about what other people think about you. I know that it is. I know that we're animals. Like, we're always going to be programmed in a sense to be like, if we step out of the tribe and into the woods, we're not going to have any support. We're going to die, right? So we're community creatures. So we have that programming, and it's really hard to break out of that. I don't know if we're even supposed to, because we are collective. But what's worth more than that and other people's opinions is essentially yours, because that's what you're putting out there. So if you show yourself to your people as someone that is this super magnetic, super valuable entity here, the Queen of Wands, then yeah, that's how you're showing yourself, and that's how they're going to see you. And I think a lot of people really do see you already in that way here, but you just have to believe in that, because not everybody's going to tell you, but they are, and this is the proof of that, right? And then we have the Seven of Swords there. So there's some worry around deception here. So maybe you've been misled by someone just recently, or even that you accidentally misled someone else here. But there's definitely like, there's some shadiness there. There's some shadiness with that one. Could be connected to the Hierophant too. And I'm sensing a line in between these two where it could be this person, that this is someone that is very structured and stable to you, and you feel that this person is very trustworthy and they're always right, and it's such a mentor to you, like they have to be right. It could be a psychic, could be a person that you always turn to, that is super wise, that has all the answers, and you really look up to this person, and then you discovered something, or maybe they were wrong about something, right? And now your reality has started to crumble a little bit, where you don't feel like you can't trust them as much, right? It's not really bad. I'm not getting like, it's not like a scam or something that is going to be detrimental or extremely painful to you, but there's something to be mindful of there at the Seven. It's just like, there's some shadiness there. And it's also a card of strategy, so let's not forget that, because it's also you in this, like, hoping to be very strategic and always feeling like you have to be that. And it's okay to be that too, but just make sure that you are, but without dishonesty, right? Without manipulation. So you can be strategic, but it's such a hard word to say, strategic, but without, having to feel that sense of dishonesty here. Yeah, and then Six of Swords, potential future. So that's movement towards something better, something calmer for you. And it's that relief that it's gonna follow this tough choice here. So this is gonna end soon. That's what I can say. This is going to end soon. Not worried about this. It feels like this week, right? It is a weekly reading. So it's going to be a little bit tough, but it's not the worst I've seen, for sure. So this is something you're transitioning out of. And I feel that as soon as you're able to make this choice, you're going to be taken out of that headspace and you're going to be fine. And that's when you can start opening up your energy to start receiving this and starting getting these answers here in the middle that you've been waiting for here. So it's going to give you clarity as well, and it's going to be definitely leaving behind the things that are heavy here, because we have this too. So the Ten of Wands, that's a heavy card. Like, so you've been carrying a lot of things here, and this weight is very much real, but this week is about, you're having to set it down so that you can be more unburdened here, because there's a lot of burdens for you that I'm picking up on. And I feel that this is an older energy. It's not just for this week, but you've been carrying this for a while here. And this uncertainty, but it's about to be resolved. It's about to be resolved. Yeah, so just be patient. Be patient with the universe. It knows what it's doing. Just trust it. It's way bigger than us. So your week Yeah, there's like definitely issues with not knowing where to go between like expansion, but also feeling safety here. And there's a lot of change happening for you here, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. So this is already in motion. So lesson is to just trust your wisdom, and especially your emotional wisdom, and just claim your confidence, because your efforts are being seen. And people do already perceive you as confident, but you have to perceive yourself as confident as well. So the choice ahead of you is like, it's not going to be about perfect options, but it's going to be about what's aligned with you, and you're going to know that. So yeah, this is coming up, and just release what's not yours, and yeah, make sure to move towards that peace, because it's right there. It's going to come. And know that it's not worth being like this, like holding on too tightly to things, because the things usually in life open up when you actually loosen your grip a little bit, so that you can take an active step towards trusting your path a little bit more. That's very much necessary. So that's going to be the advice for you this week, Virgo. And that's all I have for you today, Virgo. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this reading resonated, and if so, please make sure to give it a like and let me know in the comments below which part resonated the most with you. And please don't forget to subscribe for your weekly energy forecast. Okay, bye!